This is Sichuan smacked cucumber, and we're making it because 1, it's delicious, 2, it's really easy to make, and 3, you get to smack a cucumber. Smack. The first step of making smack cucumber is, you guessed it, we're going to peel a cucumber. So we're going to make some stripes down the cucumber, just a few, keeping a bit of green and a bit of white. There could actually be a reason for why they do this, but I'm pretty sure it's just aesthetic. The next stop is, boom, off with the head, off with the tail. You take the side of your machete. It doesn't matter if you don't have a machete. You're probably watching thinking, I don't have a machete, so I can't smack it. You can smack it. You can smack it with whatever you want. You can do it with your fist, but we're going to use this. Like that. Smack, 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 smack. Maybe turn it over a bit. Smack, 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 smack. People ask me when they see me make this, they taste it afterwards, they say it's delicious. How did you make that? I tell them, they say, well, how much did you smack it? And the answer to that question is, as much as you bloody feel like smacking it. There's no rhyme or reason. Well, you don't want to turn it into mush. The point is that when you smack it, you're breaking it down, you're creating loads of surface area, you're probably breaking down the cell walls a bit. I have a degree in biology, so you can just take that as fact. And that's going to mean that when you put it in the sauce later, it's going to get deep in through the pores, it's going to make the cucumber flavoured inside out, it's going to be extra delicious. When your cucumber's good and smashed, that looks it. It's got a bit of sort of rough surface there, it's slightly squashed, it's all good. We're going to chop it right down the middle. And then we're going to just make it into, I quite like big chunks, but everyone has their own preference. I wouldn't really matter about it. I mean, at this point, you've smashed it quite thoroughly, so I don't think we're at the point where we're going to be nitpicking over the exact size of the cucumber after just battering it with the side of a machete. We're going to smack the garlic. There we go. Why do we smack garlic? That's just to get the skin off, and then it's almost chopped up here, easy for us to chop into small pieces now. One secret of smack cucumber is, of course, to smack the cucumber. I suppose that's not really a secret, that's in the title. But the next trick that's really important is that you need to salt the cucumber. The reason we salt the cucumber is because it's going to draw out all of the water, which we're then going to get rid of. Because if you don't do that, when you add the sauce to the cucumber, it's going to draw out all of the liquid then, and your sauce is going to suddenly dilute, and it's going to become really watery, and it's not going to be that special smack cucumber that you were looking for. Cucumber in the bowl. We're going to add a teaspoon of salt, and then give it a good mix. And mix with your hand, it's nice to get in there. Spread it all around, and you'll start to instantly feel the water being drawn out. And we're going to leave it there from anywhere between 15 minutes and 1 hour. To make our sauce, we're going to have 1 tablespoon of vinegar, 1 tablespoon of soy, 1 teaspoon of sesame paste, 1 tablespoon of chili oil, and a sprinkle of sugar. The sugar's really up to your own preferences. Some Chinese restaurants make this really sweet. I prefer to taste all of the savoury elements and just have the sugar to slightly round off the other flavours. These are whole Sichuan peppers. They add that numbing flavour that is what Sichuan food is famous for. And we're going to roast them in a pan. We're heating the pan to medium-high. Put your peppercorns in. Spread it out so it's even. Don't make it too thick. They should all be in contact with the pan. Smells of Sichuan. That is the smell of Sichuan. Though you can actually grow these in the UK. And in fact, that's probably going to be my next business venture. Come with me. If we look out here, you see these little 2 plants on the windowsill. Guess what plants those are?
I don't know.
Well, even after what I just said about the Sichuan peppers.
Sichuan plants?
They're Sichuan peppercorn plants. They're only about 3 months old. And I'm hoping in autumn I'm going to have my own London-grown Sichuan peppercorn. Wait, come and get the smoke, Mike. So as we can see, it started smoking. And that means that your peppercorns are toasted. When the smell becomes very fragrant, comes strong, comes up, it's smoking, it's ready. Don't go further than that because you'll burn them, and burnt things don't taste good, especially these. Spice grinder. This fucking lid is... This fucking lid, man! Where the fuck is the lid? Where did they put the lid for the spice grinder? And so we've got our spice grinder. We're going to take our Sichuan peppercorns and we're just going to put them in there and it's going to be calm and beautiful. There you are. Easy. Just like that. Now we're just going to put the Sichuan peppercorns back into a small bowl so they look pretty again, because that's really what it's about. It's about people coming over, seeing you put all of your things in small bowls and saying, well, this person, they know what they're doing. Another little trick is with your xiangcai, your fragrant vegetable, which is fragrant but perhaps not a vegetable. So coriander in this dish, I think, is an ingredient in its own right. And to make a really good smack cucumber, you shouldn't just chop it finely and sprinkle it on top of the end. We're going to treat it with some dignity and some respect and really bundle it in. So this is more of a kind of 2-ingredient salad. And before you want to use coriander, a little trick is if you get some cold water, and then we're going to break the coriander up into quite big chunks. And we're going to refresh it in the cold water. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring the leaves back to life. It's going to, again, this is university level science. The stems are going to take the water through them. They're going to give it to the leaves. It's going to come bouncy and fresh and turgid, and it's going to have a little extra crunch and look a little extra bouncy. Yeah, it's going to look bouncy. Okay, next, looking at our cucumber. What we can see here is if I tilt up a bit, can you see that pool of water? That's the stuff you don't want. This is the odious liquid that would ruin your smack cucumber by watering down your sauce and diluting it. So this is what we're really happy to see pooling at the bottom. And we are just going to take our hand and just get rid of that excess liquid. We didn't finish off the sauce earlier because we didn't have the roasted Sichuan peppercorns. So now we're going to add into our sauce one good pinch. And finally, our chopped up garlic. Then always important to taste. This should taste good already. It shouldn't rely for the cucumber to make it delicious. You should just have a little lick and go, that's good. That's good. I'm going to take this coriander out and you're going to tell me if it looks bouncy. Whoa, like a spring. Whoa! Well, look, it's perked up, that's for sure. Assembly time. So sesame seeds are going to go on at the end. Take our sauce, mix it into the cucumber. Look at that. Oh. We're going to take some of our coriander. That looks about good. Sort of almost like an even-ish amount of coriander to the cucumber there. And give it a stir. The final bit is we're not just going to serve it in this bowl because we know everything's got to look pretty. You need small bowls, you need small plates, of course, if you've got small bowls. So we're going to line it up beautifully on a lovely blue plate here. It's just missing one thing though, and that's a little sprinkle of sesame seeds. I mean, I've got no more words for this. I'm going for it. That is so good. It just tastes of, you got the heat of the chili oil, you've got the sharpness of the vinegar, and that's the best bit. It's the freshness of the cucumber with the sharpness of the vinegar, a little bit of sweet from the sugar, garlic, and then the Sichuan pepper, just to slightly numb. We've got so many flavors in just one little thing. These are chili cukes. It's a NUKE cuke. It's the cuke that's a nuke.